Hi everybody, welcome to the Creative Card Club. Sorry I'm a little bit late today. So today we are going to work on the Garden of Life. This adorable card. It's so cute and so much fun to put together. So let's settle in. This is going to be a little bit longer than the other two we've done this month, but I assure you it is so much fun and you will love every second of creating this card. All right, so let's look to see what comes in the kit. All right, I'm just going to put this over here, be a little bit organized. All right, so in the kit, we get our country. This is the country hand basket. Love this die. Love this die. You need to have that die. You also get the Border Bling scalloped frame, one of my favorite frames. So pretty. You get a 4 1/4, 5 1/2 white layer, which we're going to cut down today a little bit, and a card base. And then you get the piece that die cuts out of this frame. So you could use this. If you don't want to use this, you could definitely use this. And you know what? The truth is, maybe we'll just work on this. We'll just work off of this. How does that sound? And we'll leave this layer. You can put it in your stash and use it for something else. But let's just work off this layer. Fantastic. Executive decision made. Okay. All right. You also are going to be using the Love to Layer ovals die cut. This is a staple. If this is something you don't have in your stash, get this. You get 3 ovals, 3 different kinds of ovals, and this is one of them. So definitely consider that. We use it all the time. We're using it all the time. So definitely one of the things that is a good, it's good money spent. Okay, so I went ahead and kind of pulled it together today. We're gonna go ahead and poke out all these little pieces. I just wanted to show you how easy this is. This will take less than a minute. And then we'll do the same with this one. I just left a few of these. Again, the PTI gem picker, you want this tool. If you don't have it or something similar, make sure if you're gonna get something similar, it has this tip and not a poke tool at the end, because the poke tool, your finger will thank you to have this tip instead of the poke tool. All right, so we're gonna start with this frame. This Love to Layer oval, it will remain white, so we're just going to we'll put it back there, and we'll put this here. Let me grab a fresh sheet of computer paper here, and we're going to start with Pale Peony. Love this beautiful color, such a nice soft pink with just a little tiny bit of purple in it. It's just really, really beautiful. And it's one of those colors that when you need something soft, you just go to over and over again. So we're going to start off here. You could use Sweet Blush for this as well. That would be just as pretty. I'm not going to worry too much. It's going to get accented with berry sorbet. So I'm not going to worry too much if it looks a little uneven. We're just trying to lay down some color here. And again, I don't care. I'm just trying to get like color down on here, because when it mixes with the berry sorbet, it's like magic. So beautiful. we'll be doing that with the flowers as well as this frame, just to pull it all together. Oops. So let's go ahead and grab our berry sorbet. And what we're going to do is just go around the outside edge. And it's going to darken this frame up considerably. But these two colors added together just make the most beautiful color. So I could not resist. And keeping the light on the inside, it just gives this frame a lot more dimension than just having it one single color. So if we're cutting it out, if you want to cut it out in a specific color, you can do that. If you get the die and you just want to cut it out in a specific color, that's great. And then you can actually go around the edges with a darker color on your colored cardstock. So that works as well. But in the card kits, I always say we give you white. So if you wanted to make this green or blue or purple, you can. So this, you get to color it whatever color you want. So that is why. We're going to leave this like this because we'll go over it again a little bit later on. So just set that to the side. Now we are going to take this middle piece that we just decided we're going to build on top of, and we're going to do some splattering on here. I'm going to go ahead, I'll cover that up. Getting my splatter paper out here. So if you don't, usually we use a box, but for the video we have to use a little bit of splatter paper here. We just cover up everything we can see because the ink splatters everywhere. So that's what we're doing here. All right, let me grab, I just use a block. Just use a block and an old paintbrush. Does not have to be great. I'm going to use ripe avocado, and I just dab it on there. Ripe avocado is pretty cool in the splatter around here. You'll see in a second why I'm saying that. I'm going to move this out of the way. Just using a mister. I'm going to make it wet, pretty wet. It's dark enough to be interesting. That's how I'll say that. And now we're just going to splatter. It's great. Looks really good. Maybe a little bit in the corner. I'm going to put a little bit more down here. Don't generally have to do this, but I missed the corner a little bit, so I'm just going to give it one more go here. So it's dark enough. There we go. That's what I wanted. And now I'm going to go with another color that's a little bit dark as well. And I think I'm going to try, I want to try Scarlet Jewel. And maybe I'm going to, because I don't see Scarlet Jewel right away, I'm just going to, let me do Autumn Rose here. See how that goes. Move this out of the way. And Autumn Rose may be a little bit too light, but it'll still look really good. Yeah, that's great. Love it. Okay, perfect. So let's just set that to the side so it can dry. I'm going to remove all of my splatter paper. We're back in business. Maybe. All right. I love it. I love it, actually. It looks really nice. Okay. Let's grab a fresh piece of computer paper and we will continue to work here. All right, I need to clean that brush. Okay, so our basket, like that. Let's start with that in here so I can see it. All right, to create the basket, we're going to use two different browns. We're going to use cocoa bean and dark chocolate. And so I'm going to start with cocoa bean, which should be back in stock fairly soon. And we're just going to go over this. This cocoa bean is going to take the dark chocolate color and just make it look more brown. And sometimes this is what you have to do to get the color that you want. Got to combine a couple colors. And just to get the color that you like. And to be honest with you, I just kind of tested this. I didn't know that I had to do this. I thought dark chocolate would look brown enough. So I did it on, I did this piece just in dark chocolate, and honestly I was just like, oh, I want just a little bit like of a more of a brown tone. I think dark chocolate is really dark brown. I wanted more of like a warm brown tone. So I had originally thought I would just use cocoa bean for the whole thing, but then I just wanted it a little bit darker. So it's fun. It's so fun to like play with your different colors and mix them up, and like mixing up pale peony and berry sorbet. Really, really fun. Okay, so now you're going to see how this makes it look so warm. Such a pretty brown color. And dark chocolate is so interesting because it starts off looking a little bit purple, but then it really turns brown. It's very cool. And maybe you have a brown color in your stash that you really like and it's dark and it's just something that you love to use. So use that. But if at all I can encourage you to mix up colors, I say go for it because it's just so much fun. It's really rewarding. And you end up with some of the coolest colors that you would have never ever found otherwise. So really, I didn't have to color all of this because this is going to cover it up. But you know what? It's just easier. And why not? I hope everybody's having a good day today. Let me grab to see if there's any comments, or if anybody has any questions. Just so you know, I cannot read your name on the comments. If you choose to comment, I cannot read your name. It's in this horrible red color, and I cannot see it at all. comments are in white. It's on a black screen. It makes no sense that it's, the names are red. No sense at all. All right. The other thing I wanted to try was just to add a little bit more depth to the basket here. I wanted to try using, I was like, oh, I'll try that. You won't mind if I try. That's the wrong brush. If I can find my black brush, which I may not be able to. I was really excited about trying some black. To give it extra depth, but I don't see it. I don't know about you guys, but I get weird about my brushes being all the same color. Okay, so I would love to, actually just really love to try adding some black, but that was kind of an afterthought after I started. So if you want something like really dark, if you just want to add that extra little bit of darkness on the bottom, throw some black on there. That would look, I think it would look amazing. Okay, we are going to need to have this side colored in, so let's color that in now. And you can see it's like a reddish brown dark chocolate. You can see. I don't know if you can see the difference. How this is just more like a brownish, really pretty color. Okay. So there we go. Now we're going to fold these tabs to get them ready, because this is how we're going to glue our basket together. So it has, so you can lay your flowers in there. So cool. I love this basket so much. Just one of my favorites. So excited to do this project today. All right. And you're just going to lay this in here and match it up from the back. It's a little bit easier to match up from the back after having done it a couple times. And just really push this down. See how we did. We did great. I love it. All right, so we're going to hold that down just for a second until that glue grabs. And then we're going to take our dark chocolate brush, and we're going to do this little edge here, because the edge, when the cardstock breaks, that edge, you see a little bit of white on it. So. All right, that's great. There's also a little fold here, so we'll fold that on that fold, and you'll see now why we colored, shoot, I don't know why I thought it was the other part that showed. I've done this twice now. I didn't even notice that. All right, so we're going to color that. All right, so now we're going to just put a little tiny bit of glue here and fold this over like so, holding that down. There we go. That's what we want. And we'll just move it over teensy. Let's do that again. Put the glue there, and then go ahead and fold it here. There we go. Any variation you have, as you see, this is a little bit lighter here, this is a little bit darker. It's just going to make it look more realistic. So try very hard not to make everything one color. It just adds such a more realistic look and feel. Okay, that is complete. That looks fantastic. We're going to build it on there. I love it. All right, let's get to the very fun flowers here. I'm going to kind of organize the flowers. You get an extra large flower, so you are more than welcome to color that and add that in. Completely up to you. We're just going to go with the current design. We use every other flower but that flower. So that flower will just sit to the side. And again, if that's something you want to use, please do so. This is a Kelly Lunsford project. Kelly she's amazing, and she's known for using all of these flowers. These flowers are from the Into the Blooms wreath. I think they're just used constantly. If that's another thing that you don't have, Into the Blooms wreath is just one of the best flower dyes that you can get, because these flowers are so cute and they look amazing on everything. So again, just one of the ones we use all the time. These are all the centers. All the centers are going to be the same color. Just get all kinds of things in this. Here's the extra center that goes here. In this flower. And then all of these centers will be harvest gold, which we will get to. Okay, so these are going to stay white. So I'm going to move them up there. These two flowers are going to be pale peony and berry sorbet. So we'll start, actually, all of these. So we're going to start, these are going to get a little bit more of a shadow, a little bit more attention. So let's move everything out of the way so nothing gets accidentally. All right, so we're just going to go for it here and color in our flowers. Super easy. Love it. All right. I'm also going to color these in with pale peony. Not as dark as the flowers because you'll see. Now we are going to grab our berry sorbet. And we are going to accent these. It's up to you how much you want to accent them. Now we're going to go over this flower just lightly so the colors blend. You definitely want to make sure there is some kind of difference, some kind of contrast on your little petal here. Because when you put it down, you want there to be a contrast. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe even make this a little bit darker. And that should be perfect. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. And I might even make a little edge on one of these. So it's not all one color like that. And go ahead and do the same thing with this. perfect. And you can see this is a little bit lighter over here, and that's a little bit darker, so it's perfect. It'll look great. And lastly, let's leave this one. We'll go over lightly with the berry sorbet, just very lightly, just a kiss. And now we'll really make a difference with this. It's great to keep a little bit of lightness. Look, it'll fit right on there, and you'll have that little bit of variation in color, which will make it look more real, more realistic, and just so pretty. All right. I think that's it for our pink flowers. So let's go ahead and we'll put those together. Let's color these. These are going to be Harvest Gold. Love it. Harvest Gold. And you just kind of do that. Get your color on your brush. This may take a minute to really get these a nice goldy color. So right now they're pretty light. You could use a darker yellow if you wanted, but I like the gold color of these as opposed to a bright yellow. So as this gets darker, it will get more of a goldish hue to it, as opposed to, like I said, a bright yellow. And this is just one of those things, you just keep applying the color until it's a color that you like. There is no right or wrong here. Again, you could use a totally different color. You don't have to use yellow. You could use any color you'd like. And those look pretty good. So I know I'm going to use Harvest Gold on these, so let me just use the extra ink on my brush to begin coloring these two flowers. Again, the goal is not to make your flowers all one color. The goal is to let them have a little bit of variation. We're going to come over the top of this color on these flowers. We're going to add Summer Sunrise. So you can see the middle is a little bit darker than the tips of the petals, and just leave them just like that. Perfect. These are also going to stay white, so let's put those over there. And we are in pretty good shape here. Let's grab, what do we want to do next? Let's grab these little guys, and we'll push those off. These are going to be Blueberry Sky. And I love how Kelly uses this. So we're just going to do the tips of these, like so. Just like that. That's it. Just trying to get one darker. Perfect. Love it. Looks watercolored. Looks awesome. All right. Now let's go ahead and we're going to do our leaves. So let's grab another piece. We'll just fold this in half and work on our leaves here. So if we work on these colors, it's very possible that the brush will bring in these other colors, which we don't want to do. So just need to find a clean spot to work. And I am looking for Simply Chartreuse. Make sure everything is right side up, puffy side up. Let's go ahead and add the ink. Anyway, it's not going to matter. All of that will soak in. It'll look awesome, I promise. And now, let's grab some new leaf. And the new leaf, we're just going to go here so you can see, just around the outside, like so. I love the color that New Leaf and Simply Chartreuse make. It is so pretty. And I'm just getting that side of my brush so that I'm not wasting any ink here. You can see I'm just swiping the side that I'm using. All right. Oh, so pretty. The only other thing that we want to do is color, give a little accent here with Summer Sunrise. That's the only thing left to do. And you don't have to do this. You can do this anywhere you like. You can use a different color. I think that looks awesome. All right, let's build our flowers. All right, let's start with these. Just grab our glue here. Just a little touch of glue is all you need. You can see where the little prongs meet. So these flowers are very easy to put together. Just like that. We will add a little center. Shoot. Let's try that again here. Sometimes I feel like it's so much easier when you're sitting down at your little craft table than it is to stand up and do this. All right, there we go. Perfect. It's so cute. All right, these we're going to crinkle up a little bit. It looks so artsy when you crinkle this up and you're like, oh no, it looks so, I don't know. But it looks so neat when you get it on your project. It just looks so hand, I don't know, I love it. I like the crinkled paper look. If you don't, you can lay it flat and just have it be flat. It's no big deal. Whatever you like. I think I need to push that over just a teensy. Shoot. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going all over the place, guys. I love how these flowers come together. And I just like looking at them. I think they're so pretty. So this one goes here. Make sure when you're lining them up, you know where you're going. So you might, before you get your glue out, you might want to just make sure you know where you're going with your little petals here. Okay, perfect. Now let's grab these. I have a computer, sorry, I have a camera in my face, so it's hard, sometimes it's just hard to maneuver all this stuff, so sorry. There we go. All right. Adorable. All right, so these get these little tiny centers. It does not have to be perfect. It looks cute when it's a little off. But if you're a perfectionist, by all means, make them perfect. I like that there. You have a couple of extra little pieces which you can use for other things if you'd like. We are not going to use them here. These go in here. Sheesh. It's a good thing that glue won't be able to see it. All right, that's how that works. Look how cute these are. Okay, so Kelly, it looked like she used moonshine sequins, which we have. We have those here. In between, like in the center of that. That's what she used. We used these little yellow pieces on this one. So I'm gonna use moonshine sequins, but if you don't have moonshine sequins, you do have these little yellow sequins for the centers. I thought, hey, let's change it up a little bit. I'm gonna put a little moonshine sequin in here, and that looks cute too. Just to show you, there's so many different things you can use, so many different embellishments you can use, and they all look so cute. So there we go. Moonshine sequins. Okay, I think that's it. I think now we get to put all of our stuff together. Let me grab the oval. So we're going to now, before we start layering all of these adorable flowers on here, we're going to stamp our sentiment. Now, this card can be used for anything whatsoever. So, if you don't want to use this cute little sentiment that says the loveliest flowers in the garden of life are my friends, you don't have to. You could use thinking of you today. You could use love you still. You could use any of the sentiments you have at home, a birthday sentiment. This would be a beautiful card for a birthday card. So please, you do you. You use what you would like for this card. I'm going to go ahead and use the sentiment that coordinates with this particular project. But please, if it's something you would like this for a with sympathy card, you would like this for whatever you would like it for, you get to use that sentiment. So please don't feel like you have to use the sentiment we're using. You can use this sentiment for something else. You know me, I'm a freestyler here. It may be straight, it may not be straight, but it's awesome. We just go for it here. All right, let me tap this off to clean the stamp a little bit. All right, there we go. We are going to take this and put it down here. And I'm just going to glue it directly on to here, like so. Cute as a button. All right, now we are going to put this aside. We're not going to put this aside. Don't listen to what I'm saying to you. Okay, we're now going to glue the basket down. And I glued this flat. You can pop it up if you want, but we're going to pop up a lot of these flowers, so I didn't want to pop up. I didn't want it to be so puffy that it would be hard to send. So we're just going to try to get this in the middle as much as we can. Let me just scooch it over just a teensy. That way. I think that looks really good. Okay, let's add all of these amazing flowers. We're going to pop this one up. I like to start with the biggest thing. I don't know why that is, but that's just kind of how I do it. So let's start with this. You received in your kit, if you received the kit, you get the kit, and you didn't just buy this separately, you received in your kit some double-sided foam adhesive sheets. You can use that. Paper Tray Ink will very soon have this foam tape. in the store with it next week probably. So that's what I'm using. I love it. Makes me so happy. It makes my life so much easier. And okay, we have begun our layout here. And we're going to use this back here. Right about there. And I think I wanted that more like that. Okay. We're going to put this. Yes, we want to use that one. We're going to lay this here. And do that. Okay. We're going to take one of these guys and like puff it up a little bit. And place it about there. Maybe a little bit further down here, like that. We'll take a blue, use a tiny piece of your foam tape or double-sided foam adhesive sheet. Oh shoot. This happens. And I can start working a little bit on the other side. Most of this side is going to get a little bit of foam here. Puff it up a bit. And give me 1 second, this is going to go like that. Got this little blue one that's going to go in behind. And go ahead and put the leaf back here. Does anybody else, like, they love what they did before, and so they're just trying to kind of do the same thing? You get a little bit like, oh no, I want to put it right where I did the last time. Or maybe you're not like that, and you're like, oh no, I need to make sure I'm putting this in way different places. Alright, so this one goes like this, behind, just like that. Perfect. Let's put our blue one here. I'm gonna push that there. This actually gets a little top dot here, just a teensy little one. There we go. Let's reuse a piece here that we had. Cute. Love that one. Give all your cute little flowers some dimension. I love this card so much. It's so cute. So much fun. Going to put that here. How cute is that little basket of flowers? Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Okay. If you are able, if you can, if you have it, I do suggest you go ahead. Well, before we do that, do that, let's make sure you use some, if you want, of course you don't have to, but if you want to pop up the oval, which is what we did this card, this oval's definitely popped up. Just go ahead and add this, your foam adhesive sheets or your foam tape, whichever you have handy and like to use. We're going to let's get this set. I was just going to say, let's put on some stickles because I love stickles. I love just that little bit of glitter on there. It looks fantastic. Oh, one of our flowers came off. We need to fix that. All right. And let's just put a little bit more glue. I didn't just do that, did I? I did. Okay. No harm, no foul. All right. There we go. No worries. Okay, so my goal here is to get this in the center as best that I can. And that looks pretty darn good. That looks so good. All right. Let me just make sure everything stayed on. So cute. All right, now I'm going to take, so this frame fits around here, but in order for it to kind of not show the corners when you fold it, I'm going to have to, I wanted to try this to see if this would work. So I'm gonna have to let's cut the corners of the card base and see what we get. See if we can get a little bit closer to being able to hide that corner a little bit better. We can. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, since this is going to fit over, I'm just going to go ahead and add glue. Add glue here. That's all we need, just a little bit of glue on these areas here. Not a lot, just a bit. Like so. So right in this corner is good, right in the corner. Okay. And so I know I'm going to lay this down and I'm going to put it as far to the edge as I can. And I'm going to line it up that way. So as far to the edge so that it doesn't show. I'm going to pull it down here. I love slippy time. Slippy time is always good. All right. I think I did a fairly decent job. I think we did pretty good here. So we're just going to have like little tiny points that are going to show, and we're going to cover those up. Now, I'm just going to glue this into the middle where it fits. Perfect. I'll just glue this right in the middle. Where it fits perfectly. You could pop this up if you'd like. That would look nice as well. Really nice. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Okay, this looks amazing. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure this stays glued down because that's a little important. And it will. It will stay. Let's just grab a sheet of paper here real quick, guys. All right. This will stay down. Let's give it a little bit of time. If it does decide it's going to pop up a little bit, the one thing you can do is use literally you could go through and just trim that off if you wanted to. Super easy fix. Or you can do, which is what I was going to do in the end anyway. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Okay. This looks so amazing. This looks so amazing. I would love to see other people's rendition of this, maybe with different colors. I love it. Because I think anything you do with this, it's going to look fantastic. Okay, so this is what we are going to do anyway. We're going to add additional berry sorbet to the side. To the edge, I'm sorry. To this side, yes, because we're going to get that tip. So it's not so noticeable. But we're just going to add a little bit of this beautiful berry sorbet around the edges because it looks amazing. And it just gives your frame, it just makes it really stand out. It's so pretty. All right. Love it. No need to get where the leaf is because you're not really going to see it, but all right. The Garden of Life. Let's add a few stickles and we'll be done. So if you do have stickles and you love to use stickles, let me just move all this stuff out of the way. I'm always using the Stardust. Melissa Phillips always uses the Crystal. So find your favorite stickle because they're amazing. And for this kind of thing, you just want to lightly just add a little bit of sparkle and shine. Don't go too crazy. But it's so much fun just to have like a little bit of bling here So pretty. Just looks like it was dusted. Love it. See if I can get a little bit more up here. I think it just stopped working. Never fear. There's always another little thing of stickles near, but that's a lot. I gotta fix the top in that one. Sometimes the top gets clogged. Here we go. Don't forget this little one. And these will dry. Stickles dries in, so it'll look really nice. It'll look nice and sparse. You know, just like you just threw some glitter on there. I am eventually going to fix this little flower to be more to the front, but there you go. The Garden of Life. I hope you guys enjoyed or enjoy. If you didn't make along with me, I hope you enjoy making this card. It is so much fun. Pick out your favorite colors and go to town. You'll really love it. So thank you for joining me.